Hello everyone, this is Rick, and welcome to Astral Club. This is Astral Projection Scams. Before we get into it, just want to mention Patreon. If you'd like to join Patreon and support the channel, like Andrea S., who's an Astral Scout, and Ellen C., who's an Astral Scout, thank you very much. If you'd like to join those fine folks to support our channel, you get advanced episodes on Sunday. You get a library of downloaded episodes for your podcast app and a Patreon email where we can talk back and forth. And you'll find that link in the description. Next up, private lessons. If you'd like a private lesson to learn how to astral project or to improve your current abilities, be glad to work with you. All you have to do is just go to the description and send me an email requesting more information. Let's get started. You all know that astral projection scams irritate me, and that's an understatement of the year. I hate the idea that people interested in this topic who are new, because for the most part, people who fall for these scams are people who are just new to the whole idea of astral projection. They've heard about it. They're fascinated by the idea of leaving your body and traveling through time and space, but they don't really know where to go. Maybe they heard it on the internet somewhere and read it, or maybe somebody talked to them who does astral projection, and maybe they weren't the best teacher. Who knows? At any rate, they go online and they look for something that can help them to astral project. Well, it's, many of the people today, the younger folks who are interested in astral projection, they're used to going to places like Amazon and quickly, with a couple of clicks, ordering whatever they need to get done what they need to get done. Unfortunately, astral projection doesn't work that way. Astral projection is a skill that if you are devoted to it, you can eventually begin doing yourself. But it requires time, it requires study, it requires reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos, doing a lot of the exercises and practice. Now, once you start doing it, many of these things you can consign to 10, maybe 15 minutes a day just to keep yourself juiced. But what really frightens me is the idea that someone who's interested and truly seeking the knowledge and the ability to astral project will get stuck into one of these scams and, as a result, become disappointed and lose interest in astral projection. So, to that end of trying to prevent this type of tragedy from happening, I like to expose some of these scams so that we all know, we can laugh a little bit at them, but we all know to avoid them. Now, I've picked on eBay a number of times in the past. However, this time I've decided to pick on Etsy, and Etsy is a very fertile ground for scams of all kinds. And in this case, we're going to be talking about some astral projection scams. Let's start with number 1, Astral Projection Spell. Now, this astral projection spell is $150. So it's not inexpensive. I think most of the people listening to this podcast think of $150 as a decent amount of money, at least not the kind of money you want to just throw around or flush down the toilet. And now let's talk about it. Okay, so what is an astral projection spell for this individual? What do you get for your $150? Well, you get the astral projection, aka astral travel ability, to disconnect your spirit from your body and travel without the limits of time and space. Yes, we all know about that. This ritual activates your astral projection ability. Once the spell energy integrates into your system, you'll be able to project at will. Make sure, though, to keep your body in a safe place at all times during astral projection. You don't want something bad to happen while your soul, your astral self, is wandering the astral environs. They give you a warning here. My approach is proven to have guaranteed results. Guaranteed, 100% guaranteed. But I'm only doing this, not for the $150. Oh, no, not for that lousy $150. No, It's a much more noble purpose. They're only doing this to empower light workers and those with good intentions, and those with $150 to spend, I imagine, as well. Therefore, you must have positive intentions and not use your new ability for evil. That's their job. Okay, so what are some of the things that you have to do to make this happen other than pony up that 150? Well, they got some required information here. They need your full name, including your middle name, your date of birth, and a photo. Okay. Well, what about a little thing called identity theft? So this person who you must trust because they say that they're trustworthy and they want your 150, but they also want all this information, which they can then use or somebody else could use for identity theft. Now, I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, but I'm saying that it's a possibility, and identity theft is a whole heck of a lot worse than losing 150. I know because many years ago, my wife got her identity stolen when she had her purse stolen. And it was a real nightmare to try to lock down this whole thing. So that's, for me, that's just another red flag. Now, of course, these scams are nothing without the backstory. This person's name is Anak Aspie, okay, and they're a 7th generation Siberian energy worker, okay, specifically trained since early childhood to stand against the dark forces and help you awaken your inner power and special abilities. So this is from the heart of Siberia, and they've learned to tap into and amplify the hidden power with each person. And all they ask for you to do is to pony up $150 or whatever the equivalent is in your currency. Well, my opinion of this is quite easy. It's crap. It is ersatz, as the Germans would say, or placebo, fake, phony, sham, counterfeit. Any one of these things you can certainly choose from. But if you'd like to actually save your money or perhaps use your $150 for something that might actually help you to astral project eventually, you realize how many books you could buy, good books on astral projection, Journeys Out of the Body by Robert Monroe, The Projection of the Astral Body by Sylvan Muldoon. There's so many great books. Astral Dynamics by Robert Bruce. Any one of those books will cost you a heck of a lot less than $150 and get you a heck of a lot further along. Or listen to podcasts like Astral Club and other similar podcasts and videos. Let's move on to the next wonderful astral projection scam. Number 2, we have the Astral Ritual Air Freshener for astral travel. It is currently going for $26.39, 20% off, although the sale ends on December 10th because it's normally $32.99. So now is the time to stock up on your astral travel air freshener. Well, what does this thing do? Well, apparently it's intended to assist you with astral travel and psychic visions, lucid dreaming, third eye opening, and all kinds of other wonderful psychic experiences. It comes in an 8-ounce bottle and features the champagne apple honey fragrance. Now, if there's any fragrance that will ever help you to leave your body and explore all of time and space and to increase your knowledge of the universe and to grow your spirituality, it's got to be champagne apple honey. I don't know about you, but I can't think of a better fragrance than that, although I do like cinnamon. And I also like sandalwood, but, that's just a personal preference, and it certainly isn't good. You're not going to get that in your 8-ounce spray bottle. Now, this product is intended to help you manifest your desires and get you control over the world around you. With the right mindset and the best tools available, wink, wink. They have that in parentheses. That freaks me out a little bit. What's that wink, wink crap all about? Okay, whatever. Anyway, they go on to say that they mention the word you a lot here, okay? But then it goes on to say, you got to better use this spray sparingly at first because you only have 8 ounces, people. Test a small amount on any surface so that, whatever it comes into contact with doesn't stain your astral garments. They don't get into the ingredients, but I'm sure they're very astral approved. They then go on to talk about the company's name is All Things Blessed Be, LLC, which is a very Wiccan type name. Okay, look, if you really want to give a gag gift to your favorite astral projector, it's fine. Go ahead and order this. I guess it's $26, which is a lot less than $150. But why don't you use your own potpourri or something to create your favorite scent in your bedroom that may help you to become calm and relaxed and to astral project, and spare yourself, and perhaps neglect accessing that very powerful astral champagne, honey, whatever the heck it was. Number 3, we have the Sacred Flying Ointment, and it goes for $20, and there's only 9 left, so they won't last forever. Now, unlike some of the other wonderful little scams, they don't have a lot of explanation as to the particular item. So all I know is that they've got a variety of herbs and oil and tin and magic and love as part of the ingredients in this thing. But apparently as an ointment, when I hear the word ointment, I'm thinking, oh, you're going to be rubbing it on your skin and somehow that's going to make you astral project, I imagine. And certainly there are some comments by quote-unquote verified buyers here. And one person said, oh, very fast shipping, the ointment's wonderful. Okay, but let me tell you what kind of freaks me out a little bit. Here's a comment. I really like this tea. Apparently they used this ointment and they mixed it in hot water to make a tea. They said the flavor is nice and they were drinking this tea when their nephews arrived. Apparently, the 2-year-old wanted a sip of this potion, and after tasting it, he brought over his sippy cup and asked me to put some in his cup, and I did, and he just loved it. What? What are you giving your nephew? Sacred Flying Ointment, and you're making a tea out of it, and you're drinking it yourself, and if that's not stupid enough, you're feeding it to your 2-year-old nephew. That's actually the reason why I included it, because other than that, I thought it was a little boring. But when I read about this person feeding it to a 2-year-old, I was like, okay, I've got to talk about this wonderful little invention. What the heck? For $20, you not only get a great Astral Flying Ointment, but you get a great tea. Okay, let's move on. Number 4 is All Psychic Powers Unleashed. Now this one's $381.39. It says All Psychic Powers Unleashed, 3 advanced psionics sessions. Psychic powers unlock psychic abilities. Now at first I was a little clueless. I'd never heard of radionics before. So I had to look it up. And what I found was radionics, which is also called electromagnetic therapy, is a form of alternative medicine that claims disease can be diagnosed and treated by applying electromagnetic radiation, such as radio waves. To the body, you apply this to the body, these radio waves or whatever, and from this electrically powered device apparently diagnoses and cures all these diseases. Do a little bit more research, you find that this radionics, it goes all the way back 100 years or so, back when these energies were first discovered, and people started describing and or prescribing, I should say, all of these types of new electronic devices and applying them into medical therapies, which were basically all quackery. Now, we know that there's such things as magnetic resonance scans, CAT scans, that we use these to diagnose illness. But unfortunately, a lot of these things are nothing more than quackery. Now, this particular, they talk about 3 carefully curated sessions. Now, there's no way they've got people going somewhere to get this done. So it's got to be done remotely. But they don't really get into the details, which for that kind of money, you would think they would. But they do mention that it requires 3 sessions because the energies are so powerful that, my goodness, you couldn't handle them all in one go. But however this session is done, and as I said, it must be done somehow remotely. So now I don't know how you're sending those electromagnetic waves. Are you sending them through a phone, or are you, because they say curated? So are they sending them through a phone call to you? Did they tell you to turn on your radio for folks who still have radios laying around? I don't know. Are you supposed to stand next to a power substation with the electromagnetic waves coming off you? I don't know. But they do promise an actual, they say, look, you're going to get enhanced intuition and perception. You're going to have telekinesis mastery, clairvoyance and precognition. And then, of course, astral projection and travel. Let's not leave that out. They say each session is meticulously crafted to guide you on a transformative journey towards unlocking your innate psychic gifts and unlocking, presumably, your bank account through the power of remote. Remote. I didn't read this ahead of time because I want honest reactions as I go along. Through the power of remote radionics. So we're not even talking about the phony idea, the placebo idea of applying radio waves or electromagnetism just to the body. No, we're talking about it's got to be done remotely. So I imagine through your mobile device is how this is supposedly transmitted. Make sure you have your device plugged into a surge protector, because you don't want all this psionic energy blowing your brand new Apple iPhone or any other kind of phone that you decide to use, or if you're using your computer. I mean, you don't want an expensive laptop to get blown away when you're trying to utilize this remote radionics to get that astral projection energy going. Because those things are expensive. Anyway, so for that $381.39, you get 3 remote radionics sessions. Great. After all, it's holiday time, people. So if you've got that special person on your list, why don't you blow $400 on them and then announce to them that they've got 3 remote radionic sessions coming to them? And then take a good look at their face when they try to give you the old, thanks. The old half-hearted, you screwed up on your holiday present, thanks. Number 5. This is really the one that got me started on Etsy, because I don't really go to Etsy, to be honest with you. But I was on Reddit, and I saw there under the Astral Projection heading some individual who was bragging that for $50 on Etsy, they sold an Astral Projection ritual which they said they told people that for that $50, they'd burn this special astral candle and do this ritual, and then you're guaranteed to astral project through all of time and space and just have yourself a wonderful time. And then he was laughing about it. He was saying, oh yeah, what I do then is I send them a burnt down candle, and ha ha ha, I make a nice little living leeching off poor people who are just curious and just want to begin to astral project. I don't know how people like this live with themselves. I couldn't sleep at night knowing, now I know $50 isn't probably robbing somebody of food. They're probably not going to lose their home over this $50, but my goodness, you could buy a number of good books for $50 that could actually help you with exercises and with good knowledge about astral projection. And here's this leech, this vampire, sucking $50 out of you. And my guess is he probably has a row of these, they're probably black candles because, the ambiance, or maybe they're like a nice blood-colored red, whatever they probably could buy cheaply. And so they're probably burning all these candles at once, and he's probably laughing to himself, ha ha ha, I got $50 out of this idiot, and all I did was send him a burned down candle. That boils my blood. Please, I know the folks listening to this are generally a heck of a lot smarter, and they're not going to fall for these things. But you know what? There might be new people who come on board who just are curious and they don't know. You might know somebody who is interested. Please advise them to avoid these scams on eBay and on Etsy. Sure, they may only blow $20, but if they blow $381, that is a crime as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, someone like this should go to jail. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's nothing but fraud. And the fact that they can get away with it just irritates me to no end. So please, listen to podcasts. Watch astral projection videos that aren't fear-based. And learn about astral projection. I've got over 333 podcasts on this channel that you can listen to completely free. And you can get an awful lot of information, the benefit of my 60-some years of experience in astral projection. You don't have to send me $381.39 to get started in learning about astral projection. So please, tell your friends, tell your family, anybody interested in this topic to avoid these scams. Okay, great. If you enjoyed this session, please hit the like button, share it with those of like minds, subscribe if you haven't already, and questions and comments, if you've got anything to say about any of these things, let me know about it. Have you guys encountered some interesting scams that promise the world for X amount of dollars? Write it down. Let me know. Let me hear about it. I'm interested. And we can help everybody else out as well here on Astral Club. And as always, this is Rick, and I will see you on the astral plane.